everybody, it's Sarah. I just thought I'd check in. I know that it's been several days and I have quite a few updates for you guys, so let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, first thing is first. Um, I no longer have a cell phone. I went ahead and gave it up. So let me go ahead and tell you how that started. One, I lost it. And it's not uncommon for me in my house to lose my cell phone because I'm not one that really is just tied to it. And the places that I found it before when it was lost is in my closet on the top shelf, in the laundry room, next to between the dryer and the wall. Where else? In the couch cushion. That's intimate. Sometimes in my pantry, like where the canned, tomatoes are, right there, just sitting there. Yeah, in my car, in between the seats, in a purse. I switch my purses, and it's just like in a purse. So when I first misplaced it, I thought, it's gonna come up. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm not. I have a house phone. Whatever. I'll find it. And then days and days and days passed, and I was like, dude, I really think it's lost. So after a certain amount of time, I don't even remember what day I'm on now, but basically, I was like, dude, this phone's lost. So I called Sprint, and they were like, okay, we can hold it, or whatever. I was like, you know what? Why don't you just shut it off? And they were like, shut it off. I was like, yeah, shut it off. I mean, whatever, just turn it off. And it just happened to be my contract was just ending anyway, so I was up for a new phone. My phone's super old. Anyways, the point is, shut it off. And at first it was kind of like scary because who has no cell phone these days? But then it felt amazing. And so now I am cell phone free and I'm hoping to do that for as long as I possibly can. And it's been an amazing feeling. If you guys have never thought about doing that or you've ever thought about maybe just going cell phone less, I totally, totally encourage it because it just for me personally gives me like a sense of peace. So I'm really happy about that. Um, Secondly, I decided that I was just going to kind of give up being on the computer so much because if you followed my journey and you've listened to me talk, I have mentioned quite a few times that I'm just not the type of person that does the social media stuff, and this is the first time I've ever vlogged and basically been tied to a computer so much. Like I Google stuff, if I need a question, but other than that, I really try to find, I really pride myself in not being like addicted to like electronics. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just not gonna sign on. I signed on yesterday, and then I did reply to a couple of messages, and thank you so much for those of you who have inquired on me, and it was really nice. And I thought, you know what? Let me just jump on and give a quick vlog, and go ahead and let everybody know how I'm doing. All right, so I'll go ahead and get to that. All right, guys. So do you remember when I was saying that I kept having to do steak days, and I didn't know why? Right? Well, it turns out it's because I was having my time of month. So I just completed that, and because I have PCOS, my cycle is not regular, and when I get unhealthy and my weight gets out of control, it becomes even more irregular. So I did have a cycle during my round, and I didn't expect it to come again, I guess. I didn't really put a lot of thought into it, but I did notice that there were some signs that my body was giving, like, hey, I think this is PMS. Like, I think I'm going to start. But, it's very unusual for me to have a normal cycle, so I just thought, you know what? Whatever. Sure enough, I time a month was here. So I was like, oh my God, this is exactly why my weight has been going up. And this is why I had to do steak days. So I felt so great because I was not cheating. Like I have not at all cheated. I've stayed without sugars and without starches, but I'm not following a plan either. Like I just wanted to be like, um, free. I'm not gonna like be so crazy about my weight. Like I just wanna just follow the book, so that's what it was. Time of month, all the weight fluctuation has been completely due to that. My weight's gone up. I did go above LIW, but I have been also reading this bad boy like crazy, which I'll get to in a minute. But because of the information that I got from here, I decided to ignore weight that's due to hormones, which is your period, and not do steak days anymore. So I haven't done any, and my weight has been perfectly fine. I'm right at LIW. And today was my last day of time of month, and I'm not as stressed anymore. So I've been super, super happy. I also wanted to share with you guys the time that I've been really putting into reading this. If you have not bought this book, I mean, I'm talking like, and I know I'm old school, right? So I'm like, oh, you need to have a book in your hands. But let me just tell you and share with you how much it's helped me, and hopefully it'll help you too. I've read this book again, and well, I'm on. This is where I'm at, as you can see, okay. But as you can see, like there's highlights all over. I mean, I'm taking notes, guys. Like the first time I read the book, I was like, okay, what do I need to know how to do this and lose some weight? I mean, I really don't even know if this is going to work for me or how this is going to be. Let me just, my mind wasn't as where it is now. Okay, so now that I'm reading it, it's like everything is making sense. I feel so silly the way I did my rounds the first time. And now I understand exactly where Debbie, the choice factor, was coming from, right? Because she is following protocol, and it was so simple for her. She's like, dude, this is like a medical thing. Like, I don't understand why people keep going off protocol. I don't understand it. Like, why would you waste your time? And now I understand now. God, I just got so much information, guys. Like, seriously, all I can say is, I mean, I want to go through and tell you all the things that I've learned from this book already. But I feel like it's not going to benefit you as much until, like, you're in the same position where my state of mind is just different than it was when I started, my rounds and even when I ended it. Like, these last couple of weeks, 10 days, whatever, not having a cell phone and just kind of being free of all that, not really, not checking in on here, and just kind of like removing myself, and just coming back to me, and being like, okay, where am I? And I feel like I'm in a really, really, really good place. So I'm really happy about that. And I do want to share this analogy that I came up with. Okay, this is probably gonna be a long video, guys. I'm sorry, but I don't know when I'll vlog again. So if you're listening still and hanging on, thank you. But I have this really good analogy that I got from the book, okay? Or, I'm sorry, from my interpretation. Okay, so HCG. When you deep clean your house, right? I'm talking, you get to the baseboards, you scrub them, you take everything out of your pantry, you clean down the cabinets, you vacuum behind the couch and in the couch cushions. I'm talking deep clean, okay? Your house is clean. Now, we clean our house all the time, but until you really, really dust, I mean, fan blades, you know what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, but when you get down and you scrub your house, right? And it might take a couple of days, depending on how much you got to do, how big your house is. Your house is clean. That's what HCG does to your body. It gets down in there and it takes all those abnormal fat stores and just, like he says in the book, it's fat on the move. It's fat on the move. And from what I'm understanding of it, like, it goes to these abnormal fat stores that nobody else can get to. Not your structural fat, not your normal fat, but your abnormal fat. And it's fat on the move. And when the fat's on the move, it provides fuel for your body, and then it goes away. You're deep cleaning your body, guys. I mean, how awesome is that? I don't know. You guys already know this, but to me, I'm like in love with Dr. Simeon's protocol right now. HCG, I respect it. I'm in love with it. I am so happy to have discovered this. And most of all, I am in this relationship with it. Like, I respect it. Like, I respect it. And I feel so silly the way I first did my round. I'm like, oh my God, why was I, this was deep cleaning, guys. Let's do it the right way. So, anyways, that's where I'm at. So I really, really just love the idea of it. And I think, from what I'm gathering from this book, is that, like, the times where we have stalls or even gains, as long as you're not going off protocol, to me, I felt like maybe my fat on the move was replacing some of that structural fat that maybe previously, because I was like a very big ritual dieter, and I was taking like phentermine diet pills for 6 months before I even started HCG and lost 19 pounds. What was that 19 pounds from, guys? That could have been structural fat or normal fat reserves, which you never want to lose because then you look ridiculously gross, right? Like your face looks old and you don't look as good as if you lose abnormal fat. So my thought was, and I could be wrong, but this is how I thought about it, is that on those days where I was stalling or even gaining on perfectly on protocol, could it be that the fat on the move was replacing my structural fat, was replacing my normal fat? I don't know, but the idea of it sounds awesome. So you know what that means when I do my second round, which is going to be in August. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to weigh myself every single day like I am now. But when I have stalls or gains, first of all, I'm going to be popped perfectly, perfectly, perfectly. And I am going to not trip if I'm not losing because I'm just going to tell myself, like, all right, you know what? I've had years of dieting on this body. Who knows what fats need to be replaced? So, that's my own analogy about it, but it's really getting me excited about doing another round in August. So I'm happy about that. I really, really am. What else? Alright, I don't know what else to say. Oh, I am going on vacation. I'm leaving on Wednesday, so I'm going to Michigan. I'll be there for quite a while, so I've been packing too. I've been really, really busy packing. Um, my dad rented a lake house up in the Upper Peninsula called Paradise, Michigan. How beautiful does that sound? And yeah, so I'll be like at some sort of like lake house by Lake Superior, and it's gonna be super super nice, and I'm really really excited about that. And what else? Oh, I have my niece's graduation party to go to, and tons of people to see. Friends of mine, that I went to junior high with, and good old friends that I grew up with that I haven't seen. So that's gonna be really, really exciting, and I'm super looking forward to that. What else, guys? That is about it. I'm maintaining pretty well. I'm maintaining perfectly, actually. I haven't cheated. No starches, no sugars, and that's about it. Okay, guys. So, I don't know when I will vlog again. I am just kind of taking some time to reflect and just kind of be me, and I'm just in a really good place, and I really like to stay here. And you know what? But I will vlog as I can, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all my new subscribers. I saw that I had like 115. Wow, that's awesome. Good luck if you're on your rounds, and I just hope that my vlogs or my videos has either, inspired or helped or anything. Um, I hope that it was worthwhile because it was definitely worthwhile for me, guys. So thank you so much for hanging in there with me, and I will sign off. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.